you guys today. There it is. Yeah, so welcome to Flow today. Like I kind of mentioned before class, if you guys want, we'll be getting started just in Sukhasana, which is easy seat. So a comfortable cross-legged seat. I like to sit up to elevate my hips just to make it a little bit easier on them. So I'm sitting underneath a blanket right now. Grab a prop that serves you. And one of the themes I feel like that I've been working with this week and just recently in this time was encapsulated by an affirmation provided that I saw written by Alex L., who is a really great like mental health account person on Instagram. And she said, I am learning to honor the duality of life. It's not always one or the other. Two things can be true and exist at once. And so in that practice, and when I came across that affirmation from her, I kind of started thinking about, well, what does that mean, right? Like, of course, there's one side, then the other, and there's all this space in between, but how can I show up in that way? And like, what can that mean in practice for me? And one of the answers that came to me while I was walking Louise was this idea of lengthening and creating space in a container, my physical form, so that those truths can exist at once without it being too much, like creating the space within so that I felt like, okay, I can hold these truths. And so in practice today, we'll kind of be working with lengthening our containers, body, mind, all the things, so that this duality doesn't seem so stark of a difference, but that where you have the space to hold it and to be with it. So find yourself a comfortable seat, play music if that is what you choose. And when you found your Sukhasana, comfortable cross-legged seat, or really any seat that is conducive to this idea of honoring duality through space, take a moment to arrive. And if it's safe, the hands can come down to their respective knees. Shoulders can roll up, back, and down, and send awareness to the space in between the collarbones, top of the chest, around the heart. And with the gaze just past the nose down to the floor, maybe the eyes even closed. You'll begin to take a breath in for a count of 2 and out for a count of 2. So imagining that breath come up to that space of your heart in between the collarbones and then sink back down. So you'll inhale 1, 2. Exhale 1, 2. And you can keep with this count of 2 in, 2 out. Or you can lengthen to a count of 3. So your inhale would then pull in for 1, 2, 3. Exhale out, 2, 3. And dependent on how this feels, you can stay with a count of 2, stay with a count of 3, or lengthen the breath to a count of 4. maybe 5, maybe 6. Know that there is no right or wrong answer to experience this lengthening of breath in your body. There is just your answer. And when you find the count that is long enough for you, be there. Notice the breath swell into the chest, the belly, the lungs, and then release. You'll keep counting that breath. 3 more cycles at the pace that you have chosen that feels right to you. And then when that is done and complete, you can return the breath to its natural cadence by taking a big breath in. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Let it be a reset. And then let hands come back down to the knees. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Notice that space in between the collarbone. And give yourself permission to recognize that this expansion of the breath is the first step in lengthening your container. And if that is all you do today, that is more than enough. And then as you are ready, begin to stretch the feet out wide into a wide-ish seat. And so this doesn't have to be your widest straddle fold. They can be even close in if you like, but let there be some separation between the feet. And you can bend the knee, bounce up and down one leg, then the other. You can wiggle, shift a little side to side if you're sitting up on a prop. And then with the flex in the feet, a little bend in the knees, take the arms down back behind you, behind each respective hip point, pull the chest forward. Take a big breath in and just notice the space starting at the feet, traveling up the legs, shining the heart forward to the top of the head. Breathe in and out. And then you can walk right hand over just outside right hip, stretch left arm up. You'll inhale and reach up and over to the right. Exhale to stay. Inhale, pull yourself up and over, land left hand outside of left hip and right arm will stretch up and over. You'll stay for about a breath and then you'll move back to the right. Right hand down, left arm up. And then just as we did with the breath, you get to choose how long you stay on what side and when you go to the other. But let this swimming motion be an exploration of the space in the side body. Maybe you feel the point between right fingertips and right foot, and then left fingertips, left foot. And allow yourself to kind of swim with the upper body as you shift side to side. Once more, right to left. And then return hands back by their respective hip points, sit up tall. You'll bend the left knee and draw it in. Left foot will come in towards the right leg. Fingertips frame right leg, sit up tall, stay here. And then with length in the spine, begin to fold about halfway down. Walking the fingertips out over that straight right leg. And as you go into a light fold, light head to knee, first notice the length from right hip to right toes, from tailbone to top of the head. And then in a third direction from left hip out to left knee. Notice the length in all those 3 spaces. Maintain that, breathe. And then as you're ready, begin to come out of that gentle fold. Stretch left leg out straight, bend right knee in, and move over to the other side. So you'll sit up tall, find length in the spine, fold that length down about halfway. And as you stay for 3 breaths here, notice the space of the left leg, the space of the spine, the space of right hip. Stretch out the breath through the physical container. And then as you're ready, walk back up to sit. Take the right foot out a little bit and then bring sole of left foot to meet. We'll come into Badakanasana Butterfly. And you can clasp the hands around the feet, pull the arms straight, heart will stretch through the arms. And again, here, first notice the length from tailbone to top of the head. From right hip out to right knee. Left hip out to left knee, breathe in. And then fold your way down, maintaining length. When you find that first sensation of stopping, allow yourself to be there. And breathe in all of those directions, out, up and forward. Take one more breath in your fold and then maintain length as you come back up to sit. You can cross the legs and roll over the knees or shift onto one side so that you come into tabletop. And again, if you had a prop elevating the hips and you want to pad the knees, do so. And when you come into tabletop, find a foundation that serves you. So maybe you're on forearms. Maybe you're on wrists. Maybe you're in a classical tabletop with the palms down. Wherever you are in the upper body, allow there to be length from tailbone to top of the head. As you pass through cats and cows at the pace of your deciding. So set up a foundation that serves you. And then move through cat and cow, those 2 shapes, at a pace that serves you. Maybe it's slow and steady. Maybe it's synced exactly with the breath. You get to choose how and where you lengthen your physical container and how you feel as you do it. Pass through cat and cow 1 or 2 more times. And then eventually the hips will shift back as you stretch into child's pose. The arms can wrap around the legs with the forehead touching the earth. Take a big breath in, here, feel contained. And then expand the arms out forward, fingertips will tent. Maybe you take the fingertips mats width distance wide. And then lengthen the breath from the tops of the shoulders down to the fingertips. Take a big breath in. Plant the palms down, and on your exhale, roll back up into tabletop. You can wiggle the hips side to side. And then either with hands down or up on fists, depending on what your wrists need. Breathe length into the shoulders, stack wrists underneath. Stack knees underneath hips. You'll feel the belly pull up and in to support you. And you'll stretch right leg behind you, flesh right heel back. You can either stay in stillness or you can pull forward, rocking on to tippy toes, flashing back. Whether it be movement or stillness, rocking or pulsing back with that right leg, move in a way that allows you to find length. Always welcome to come down to forearms here. And then you'll come back to neutral with that right leg still stretched back. You'll take left knee and kickstand it out towards the left side. You'll drop the right heel down towards the left. And slowly draw that right arm through center, past your heart space up as you'll come into a variation of side plank. So left side body roots you down. Right leg is straight, right hip pointing up towards the sky. Breathe in. Option here to flex right foot, elevate it up. Take a moment here for yourself. Take a big breath in, feel that length, and then lower right foot down. Seal right shoulder back down, right hip turns towards the floor. Bring right knee in, tabletop. Shift a little side to side. And then when you're ready, you'll stretch left toes behind you and you'll play. Maybe in stillness, fleshing that heel back. Breathing with what happens in the calf. Maybe you pulse front to back at a pace that serves you. And as these sensations arrive in the body, can you source breath where there is tension? And can you allow for where the space is being created? Take a big breath in and bring yourself back to center. Feel the belly pull up and in. Take right foot, kickstand it out to the right side. Left heel will drop down. And then you'll slowly stretch up from your foundation, reaching left fingertips up towards the sky, coming in to a variation of side plank. Notice the stability of right side body and the expansion in left side body. Two things happening at once. If you want to flex left foot and raise the leg, please do so. If you don't, stay. Take a big breath here in this shape, embodying duality, and then come out slow and steady so that you eventually come back into tabletop. Take a big breath in, drop the belly, find cow. Breath out, round the back, cat. And then tuck the toes, shift the hips back towards the heels. Have the hand out, one palm print in front of the other. Find the connection between pointer finger and thumb, big toe and pinky toe root down. And with the grounding in hands and feet, begin to stretch the bottom up, stretch the legs straight, downward facing dog. When you get there, take a big breath in. Bigger breath out. And then lift the heels, bend the knees. And then with rooting down through big toe and pinky toe, begin to walk the hands back towards the feet, lowering the heels down. Come into a fold at the back of your mat. You can move out your prop so that you have a clear path of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then this next inhale, when you lift up halfway, let the fingertips touch the shins. Separate the shoulders from the ears. Root down through the three corners of the feet. Big toe, pinky toe, back of the heel. Notice length from the feet all the way up to the hips. And then from the hips all the way out to top of the head. Notice two directions in the body happening at once. Breathe in that space, breathe in that duality. And then exhale, drop back down into a fold. Take a big bend in the knees so that you can slowly stack one vertebrae at a time. And as you unfurl up to stand in your Tadasana, take a big breath in, big breath out, and notice the length as you root down through the feet and shine up all the way to top of the head. This is your length. This is your physical container. Breathe here in this power and strength. And from that space, we'll move. Inhale, arms sweep up over the head. Exhale, dive forward, fold. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, fold, walk the hands out, find plank pose. Take a big breath here in plank. And on the exhale, lower down your way. Inhale, pull up to your back bend of choice. Maybe it's a low cobra. Doesn't really matter. Lift the hips. Exhale, up and back, downward dog. Take a big breath in and a bigger breath out. Bring the big toes together to touch. Stretch right leg up to the sky, 3-point. Inhale here, and then exhale, slowly round in. Step the foot through the hands, runner's lunge. Set yourself up in runner's lunge. Feel stable, feel sturdy in the feet. And just as we did on hands and knees, you'll pulse between runner's lunge. And then stretch right leg straight, hips will shift back, little split. You get to decide how quickly you move through these two shapes, coming forward into a runner's lunge, or bending the knees, stretching straight. But let this movement between a little split and a runner's lunge serve you in finding length in that right back of the leg and hamstring. Next inhale, you'll pulse forward into a runner's lunge. Take a big breath in and then exhale, step left foot up to meet the right. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the palms. Walk the feet back, find downward facing dog. Take a big breath in when you get there. Exhale, sigh it out. And then let the big toes come together to touch. You'll stretch left leg up to the sky, 3-point. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, step the foot through runner's lunge. So set yourself up firmly in the feet. And from that space of stability, move between runner's lunge and straightening that left foot. So you'll pulse here at a pace that feels good. Maybe that means you only take each shape once and you hold it for breath. Maybe you floss between two of these quickly. There's no right or wrong way to build length in your body today. There is just your way. Regardless of where you are, next inhale, you'll rebend that left knee, come forward, runner's lunge. On an exhale, you'll step right foot forward and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, tippy toe back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And an even bigger breath out. Next inhale, you'll bring the big toes together to touch, stretch right leg up to the sky, 3-point. Exhale, round in, step the foot through runner's lunge. Set the feet up here in runner's lunge. And then slowly begin to turn towards the left side of the mat. You'll pivot that right foot in. Left foot will become parallel and you'll find a wide-legged fold. You breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, lift up halfway. And then exhale, fold, and you get to choose. Maybe the hands walk towards the ankles so that you pull yourself in a little bit deeper. Maybe the hands walk through to the other side of the mat so that you pull yourself deeper. But find two sensations at once, right? This fold, this contraction in, and by pressing down through the blade edges of the feet, lengthen the sides of the legs. In between is you making space for all of that. Big breath in. Bigger breath out. And then slowly make your way out of the fold, come back up to a halfway lift. And begin to walk the hands towards the top of the mat, return to runner's lunge. And then plant the palms. This time, step right leg back and sweep it up all the way 3-point. Bend the knee, open the hip. Breathe in here, breathe out whatever doesn't serve you. And then come out, back down into downward facing dog and either stay here or pull forward into plank pose and move through your flow. Move in a way that you determine, a way that serves you. We'll meet together in down dog. When you get there, take a big breath in. Exhale, sigh something out. Let something go. And then bring the big toes together to touch. Stretch left leg up to the sky, 3-point. Inhale. Exhale, round in, step the foot through, runner's lunge. Feel the foundation of the feet here in runner's lunge. And then slow and steady, begin to walk the hands out towards the right side of the mat, coming back into a wide-legged fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, and this time you can either fold just as you did before, or you can pad the hands out, walking them forward, catching a very wide dog. Regardless of what you choose, you'll experience two things happening at once: length and stability, groundedness and expansion. Breathe in the duality of that space. And then slowly make your way out of either your fold or walk the hands back in underneath the shoulders. And begin to turn back up towards the top of the mat, pivoting the feet forward, runner's lunge. Plant the palms down and then swing left leg up, in and back, 3-point. Bend the knee, open the hip. Take a big breath in here and then slowly come out and back down to downward dog, where you'll get to choose. Do you stay here or do you move through a flow? If you're moving through a flow, what can that flow look like for you today? What movements will serve you in an effort to create space? Together we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and exhale, let something go. Whether it be a thought, sensation in the body, release it. And step the big toes together to touch. Stretch right leg up to the sky, 3-point. Exhale, step the foot through runner's lunge. And then stay stable in that right foot as left heel seals down towards the right, opening left hip up. You'll walk right hand just inside of right foot, and you'll pull the left arm up all the way to arrive in extended side angle. So just as we did on hands and knees in that side plank variation, feel grounding between right hand, right foot, bent right knee, and then this opening in the top of left hip and left arm. Take a big breath in and out. Light a fire in the belly so that you can pull the upper body all the way up and arrive in warrior 2. If you get to warrior two and you need to adjust, do some adjusting. Take a big breath in, exhale, sigh something out. And then press down through both feet as you straighten right leg. Inhale, rebend, come back in warrior two. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, straighten. Next, inhale, keep a straight right leg and then tip forward and down as you rise to your Trikonasana Triangle. And so the right hand will land either on top of right ankle, inside or outside of the foot. Ground down through right side body as you lengthen left arm, possibly the gaze up towards the sky. Take a big breath in, exhale, sigh it out. And then begin to bend right knee, stacking the over ankle. Take the right hand inside the foot, come back into side angle. And then you begin to square left shoulder down, landing left foot down. Both hands frame the feet, runner's lunge. Plant the palms, step back, downward dog. Take a moment to notice what's happening in that right leg. Send it breath, send it space. And then bring the big toes together to touch. Stretch left leg up to the sky free point. Exhale, step the foot through runner's lunge. And then get steady in that left foot as left hand comes inside the foot. Right heel drops down. And you pull yourself up slow and steady, arriving in side angle. So let that left forearm and left shin be married to one another. Feel stability in the left body as the right hip and arm open. And then draw some strength into the belly so that you can help pull yourself up to stand warrior two. Adjust what needs to be adjusted and find the shape. And take a big breath in, exhale, let something go. And stay for an inhale, and the next exhale, you'll stretch left leg straight. Inhale, rebend, left knee. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, straighten. One more time. Inhale, rebend, warrior two. Exhale, straighten. And then keeping the straight left leg, tip forward and down, find Trikonasana. Land the left fingertips where they need to go. Ground down through left side body, up in right side body. Take one more breath here. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. And then begin to track left knee right over left ankle, bending the knee. Take the left fingertips outside of the foot so that right hand can land down. Both fingertips frame the foot. Hips will square down towards the top of the mat and the earth. And you'll step left foot back, come into downward facing dog. Give yourself a full breath here. Notice what's happening in the left leg. And then shift forward enough just so that you can land the knees down and sink into a child's pose. And so maybe you take the arms wrapped around the legs here, catching ankles or bottoms of the feet. And feel yourself contract in this shape of surrender. And then use the breath to stretch the arms forward and in front of you. Balasana, child's pose. And whatever thoughts have come up in the mind, make space by rocking the forehead side to side. And then slowly you'll begin to walk the hands back in towards the body so that you can come up to sit tall. Grab your prop that you were sitting on before, and we'll come back into that wide-legged fold. So come to sit first, stretch one leg out and then the other. And take the feet out towards their respective sides. Let the hands come right inside in front of you. Sit up tall. And then notice the length from right hip to left to right foot. Left hip to left. From tailbone to top of the head, 3 directions. Take a big breath in. And then fold forward. Walking the hands out, maintaining length in the spine. And then again here, recognize multiple things happening at once, this length and space, and also this folding into that, folding into your intuitive center, all that you contain. Take a big breath in, exhale, let something go. And then begin to slowly walk the hands back in towards the body, sit up tall. And then you'll bring the soles of the feet together, come back into Badakanasana bound angle. And just as we did in the beginning of class, allow yourself to sit up tall. Feel the body expanding out in 3 directions, and then you get to choose how deep you fold. As the hands walk forward, length of the spine lowers down. Take a big breath in, exhale, sigh it out the mouth. And as you're ready, begin to walk the hands in so that you can come up to sit. You can take the bottoms of the feet to the earth, the knees will point up, and you can come off of sitting, whatever prop you were on, just scooch that to the side. And with feet on the floor, knees bent, wrap the hands around the shins. Pull your heart space forward, sit up tall. Take a big breath in to notice again that length from tailbone to top of the head. And then slowly lower down in a way that maintains that length so that you can put it to rest. Let that spine lay down on the earth and feel supported. And take a moment here to notice. Tailbone, all the vertebrae up to the top of the head, rest down on the earth. And then you can step right foot down and in a little bit. Right knee will point up. Cross left ankle over right knee, and you'll come into figure 4 on your back. Know that you can take any variation of this shape. Maybe you keep right foot on the earth. Maybe left hand comes just to the inside of left thigh to give yourself an assist. Or maybe you thread the hands through that little 4, catching the back of right leg. Again, you get to choose how you create space in your body and what your body needs. Take a big breath in. And then return the right foot down if it is lifted. Flex left foot and drop left foot, right knee over to the right. Use right hand to catch left ankle and stretch left arm out to the side. The gaze will follow. As you land in a figure four twist. And as you twist here again, this posture of duality in the body. The twist ringing out to create space and this opening in the hip, lengthening through the waist. Two things being true at once. And with that truth, go ahead and bring yourself back onto your back. Uncross the left foot down, plant the left foot on the earth. And when you're ready, cross right ankle over left knee. And come into figure four on this side. Notice any place where you might feel tight or tense, and can you soften? Can you use the breath to gently invite in space? If that left foot is lifted, go ahead and put it back down on the earth. Take a big flex in right foot and drop right foot, left knee over towards the left. Let the left hand catch right ankle. Stretch right arm out to the side and let the gaze follow. Land once again in a figure four twist. Take a big breath in and exhale, let something go. Begin to land the back fat on the mat. Come out of the shape. You can step right foot down to meet the left. Take a big breath in and just notice as the hip points land softly on the earth. Gather knees into the chest and the arms can wrap around the backs of the thighs, flex the feet. And begin to press the legs straight, bottoms of the feet reaching up towards the sky. And as you take this gentle inversion of waterfall, perhaps again you notice the body doing two things at once. Upper body laying down, lower body expanding up. There is space for both. Take a big breath in that space. And then exhale, slowly bend the knees, draw them back into the chest. You can wrap the hands around the shins. Take a moment here. Inhale, bring the forehead up to meet the knees. Find yourself in this little hug. And then exhale, stretch out into your Shavasana. Lengthen the body down and find your rest. Take a big breath in to return your awareness to this physical space. Wiggle the fingers and the toes to awaken the body. And if it's comfortable, stretch the arms up and over the head so that you can take a big breath in, acknowledging the length, the space in your physical container. And then as you're ready, gather palms into prayer at the heart. Rub them together, create a little bit of heat. And then place one palm over the heart, the other on top of that. And I'll remind you the words of Alex L. She says, I am learning to honor the duality of life. It's not always one or the other. Two things can be true and exist at once. And as you hold yourself in that space, the space you've created to handle duality, give yourself what you deserve, which is recognition for doing what you can today in practice of lengthening how you need so that those things can be true and safe. Hold yourself in your heart space for just another moment. And with that gratitude for the work you've done, gather knees into chest and return to sit. Take your time. And when you're ready, gather palms back into prayer at the heart to bow once more into that space that you've created in the mind and in the body, both on your own and in this community, all these truths together at once. I thank you for sharing this practice. I thank you for letting me lead you through it. And as always, I hope you take care and be well. You are many things at once, and I am grateful. Thank you so much, and goodbye.